casually read Chapter 11 from The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you would like to see these continue. I'm not sure if you want to hear this or not if you don't subscribe. Come on, y'all. Just click that little boop. Okay. Let's get to it. Saturday evening, the House of Success was like a ghost town. Besides the security staff, no one was there except Rashida. She was lying on her bed reading her book, of course. "What's up, girl?" I asked Rashida, trying to get things between me and her back to normal by striking up a little conversation. "A letter came for you," she said dryly. "It's on your bed." Winter. This letter is to the most beautiful daughter any man could ever have. I couldn't see you the other day. I was concentrating on things that needed to be done. But the real issue is, I needed a shave and a haircut. I didn't want you to think your pops was falling off. Smile. "Listen, don't worry about me. You know I'm holding it down. I'm a fighter and so are you. I raised you to be on top. I gotta admit, I wish the rest of the family was strong like the two of us. A lot of them been breaking down under pressure, slipping. I thought I could depend on certain family members to take care of some small but important things. Now I know that I can't. Now there's a lesson for you, Winter. When you're making the dough, it's all love. The clique is tight and the family's about it. When your dough is low, you ain't ish. Niggas forget what you done for them, what they owe you. I need a small favor, Winter. If you can do it, good. If you can't, don't worry over it. Get in touch with Midnight. I need something taken care of that I can't trust anybody else to do. Tell him to drop me a line or pay me a visit. Papa Santiago." 2 tears came rolling down without my permission. "Is everything okay?" Rashida asked. "Is your mom all right?" "Everything is cool," I said, quickly clearing the tears from my face. "Why do you always do that?" Rashida asked. "Do what?" "Act like you're so cool, like you're in control of every little thing. Why can't you just admit when something isn't right so somebody can help you? You bugging, these are happy tears. I'm fine. But since we're on the topic of things people do that we hate, why do you always wear down that damn ponytail? Why don't you try to live a little? Let your hair down." "Depends on what you consider living, Winter." "Oh, I guess you're not like everybody else," I said smartly. "I try not to be." So I pushed it. "Do you have a man, Rashida?" "Nope. Probably because of that damn ponytail." I laughed. "Listen," Rashida said, like she lost her mind and was about to get loud. "I'm not Claudette. I know who I am and all that. I'm not looking for a man. I'm not ready yet. When I'm finished working on myself, then I'll bother with that." Ignoring her explanations, I asked and started off at the same. "So you like girls, huh?" "It's cool, I don't judge nobody." "You're crazy, Winter. I didn't say nothing about liking girls. I'm just taking my time. I'm only 16. Are you still a virgin, Rashida?" "You're not?" she shot back at me. "Yeah, I am." "Hell no," I said as I busted out laughing. "I've been screwing since I was 12 years old. I started late. How about you?" "Well, you could say I'm a virgin because I never had sex voluntarily. I just never had those kind of feelings for a man. I guess you could say I just find it hard to trust any guys. So I'm waiting to meet a brother who won't mind just taking everything nice and slow." "Good luck," I said with a doubtful voice. I wasn't going to get all personal with her. "Hey, do you want to go to a concert with me tonight?" I asked. "Who's performing?" "Wu-Tang and the Def Squad. You know, hip-hop." "Nah, I passed," Rashida said unenthusiastically. "You might as well come. If not, you'll be the only one left on this floor," I warned her. "It's okay. It took me a while, but now I'm okay with being alone. Besides, security is here." By 10:20 p.m., I figured that Simone wasn't showing up. I wasn't mad at her, but I wasn't rolling to the concert alone either. No doubt her big butt was either somewhere eating or sleeping. Finally, I got Rashida to loosen up enough to try on my Adrian Vittadini dress. She spun around, looking at herself in the mirror. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This kind of dress gets a girl in trouble. Trouble is what I don't need. I tried it on. Are you satisfied? Now you can have it back. Rashida looked so good in my dress, I was happy to take it back from her. When the lights went out, I lay awake in my bed, thinking about Santiago's letter. I know I said I was going to act like he was dead. Now things were different. I understood why he refused my last visit. He didn't have anything to give me. He felt he couldn't do nothing for me. I believed him when he said he didn't want me to see him because he didn't have it all together that day. What he didn't know was that he could be forever my hero, regardless of the small stuff. Before I was crushed, devastated even. Now I realized that me and him were just alike. We were both born to win. And when we were not winning, it was okay because we were busy planning to win. Next time I see Simone, I will remember to ask her to sniff around and see if anyone in the Brooklyn area had heard from or seen Midnight. If anybody knew of his whereabouts, if anything had been said or even whispered, Natalie would know it. It would be hard to get Simone to ask Natalie about him because since me and her started hanging out, Simone made it clear that Natalie gets on her nerves. Plus, Natalie would know that Simone was asking about Midnight from me. You know, she wasn't trying to help me out. But I was sure if anybody would know, Natalie would. If Natalie knew, somebody else around the way knew. Because Natalie can't ever keep her mouth shut. It's been months since Midnight had left me. Santiago's letter brought him back into the centerfold of my thoughts. It's been weeks since I've laid there in the dark imagining his fine body on top of me. No doubt I still had mad love for him. If what Daddy wanted would lead me to being able to see Midnight again, then locating him could make both me and Daddy happy at the same time. My thoughts were interrupted by Rashida's voice. I thought she had fallen asleep. Remember when you asked me to ask Soldier if she knew somebody named Midnight? Well, I did. And I think the reason you don't like Sister Soldier is because of a man. What? I responded with my ears at attention. I told you I don't even know her. Yeah, but you know this guy Midnight. From the look on Soldier's face when I asked her if she knew Midnight, she knew him well. You know, like in a man-woman way. I felt the heat in my body rising. I sat stiff in the dark, waiting for Rashida to continue on her own. But she didn't. What did she tell you? I asked, trying to sound half interested. Oh, now you're interested in what Sister Soldier say, Rashida said with a chuckle. I could tell she thought she had the upper hand on me, so I played cool. No, I'm just saying, Rashida. Did Soldier tell you that Midnight was her man or something? Don't try to play it off, Winter. I can hear it in your voice. You're in love with this guy, and Sister Soldier is his girl, so you don't like her. You're jealous. Needing to stab her back because she was trying to score points on me, I said, what would Sister Soldier be doing with a drug dealer as a boyfriend? Rashida became quiet, so I continued. Wouldn't that make Soldier a fake dating a drug dealer? Is Midnight a drug dealer? Rashida asked, as if she didn't hear what I said. Is Midnight Soldier's man? I pushed, waiting on the answer. Rashida, in a less confident tone, now added, well, Soldier didn't say Midnight was her man. She just had a look on her face when I mentioned his name, like there was some love there. You know. She had one of those smiles you see in the movies like Diana Ross for Billy D. Williams, or Jada Pinkett had for Alan Payne, or like Nia Long had for Lorenz Tate and Love Jones. You know what I mean. I picture Rashida's dumbass sitting in the dark trying to duplicate the smile. I decided right then I decided right then and there that she's a crazy bee who definitely can't be trusted to be the middleman in any negotiation. I squeezed her for as much as I could get out of her, then I cut her ass off. So what else did Soldier say? Well, Rashida said reluctantly. She got curious about how I knew Midnight. I told her I didn't know him, but I have a friend who does. What did she say then? She said she had smoked with him Midnight recently, and he was doing much better. What else? That's it. My mind was listening for each little detail. What did Soldier mean Midnight was doing much better? Was he sick or something? Rashida still trying to put two and two together for herself and said, so am I right? Are you in love with Midnight? Is he a drug dealer? No, I said to Rashida. I'm just like you. I don't love nobody. Midnight is my first cousin. We grew up together. He moved away and I haven't heard from him. My mother practically raised him. I need him to get in touch with my mom right away just in case anything happens with her illness, you know? Rashida became quiet. He's not a drug dealer? I just said that to shake you up a little bit. You should never just follow somebody the way you follow Soldier. You think how disappointed, just think how disappointed you would have been if she turned out to be a hypocrite. True, Rashida mumbled, but she's not a hypocrite. She's for the people. She helped me a lot personally, just being able to talk to her. To know she's actually listening and really loves me means a whole lot. Do you really believe she loves you? I'm just saying, Rashida backtracked. She cares about how my life turns out, how my story ends. That's more than I could say about a bunch of people, even people in my own family. Whatever, Rashida, I said, surely dismissing her. I really wish you would come and meet Soldier or join her womanhood class or something. Not Harley, I shot back. Early Sunday morning, I called Simone. I didn't get no answer. Maybe she decided to give somebody some of that pregnant puss. I couldn't be mad at that. Simone had worked hard for her baby. She deserved a good screw. I laughed just thinking about what type of position a dude would have to twist her up in just to get close to her stuff. I bounced out the stores for the rest of the day. I had ideas that needed to be taken care of. When I got back to the house late in the afternoon, seconds after I arrived, Lachey came and called me to the phone. I stepped into the corridor to pick it up. Winter, are you sitting down? Simone's voice asked. What? I laughed. Are you having triplets or something? I got knocked. What? I'm locked down. I've been here all weekend long. I'm cold. I'm hungry. I'm dying to get the F out. What happened? What happened? That stupid ass pink dress happened. That's what. That ish was so fly they had security guards to watch it. Anyway, I need $1,500 to make bail. $1,500, I repeated. Why so much? Whatever happened to ROR? Release on your own recognizance. Yeah, well, they seen me down here more than a couple of times before, so the crab-ass judge trying to lock me down for a year. If these MFs try to take my baby, they're going to have to upgrade my charges to murder. Stop effing around, Winter. All right, Simone, who do you want me to see about the money? Who do I need to talk to? Winter, this ish ain't funny. Just put the loot up and we'll make it back as soon as I walk out of this dump. What about your money? Where you keeping that stash? You mean the baby's money? I can't touch it, Winter. It's for the baby. Come on, just do me this one solid. I'll hit you right back as soon as you bail me out. You know how we do. Tell me in the comments if you would give her that $1,500 even though she got money. And if you're going to give me my money back, why can't you just borrow from your baby? I don't know, that seems sketchy. You can't get it from your moms or anybody else? Winter, that's a dumbass question. You know the runnings. I can't get ish that I'll make for myself. So why don't you use the baby's money to get yourself out? Then you can make the baby's money back. Damn, Winter, because anything can happen with the baby. The way these MFs got me stressed, the ish could drop out right now. Winter, listen. I might have to use the baby's money for a lawyer anyhow. They sent me some legal aid guy with a nervous twitch and a nasty skin problem. He's already talking about plead guilty and ish like that. This MF was kicking it in the hallway with the prosecutor like they old buddies and ish. There's something about this time that got me worried. Simone's voice sounded serious. Winter, I can't have a baby in here. It's dirty, it's cold, it's wet. They'll just take her from me. Just come on down. I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it. I'm in the pen downtown. That's one thing I hate about friends, I thought. Now, how you gonna game a gamer? How does Simone think she's gonna trick a trickster? She purposely made that story up about the pink dress having got her arrested. Now I'm supposed to feel guilty about the situation and spend my hard-earned cash to get her ass out. How do I know that's what really happened? Sure, she helped me make dough in the past, but not really when you think about it. She brought the products, but I paid her for the products. It was all fair and square. It wasn't her doing me a favor, it was business deal straight up. She would never have done a business with me if she wasn't going to get her cut out of it. I was the one who had to take time to get along with all those crazy, stupid ass females in the house of success. I was the one who had to convince them one by one to give me the money. Them hair products and all that ish wouldn't mean nothing if I ain't have the flavor to freak these styles the right way. Besides, who is she fooling, talking about all the money she had was saved for the baby? Hell, the money I saved for something too. She acts like that baby is supposed to mean everything to everybody. And the truth is, it only means something to her. She probably ain't even got no dough saved. She did something stupid with her money. Now she wants me to do something stupid with mine. Now I'm calculating this scene. She already told me she was planning to slow up with her boosting, which is just one way of saying she don't want to do it no more. Now I'm supposed to give my cash to her. She'll pay me back, she says. But I can see it already. I'll bail her out. She'll get scared that the judge is already going to put her butt away. Then she'll give me some lame excuse, like she's just too tired to boost. She keeps falling asleep. She needs to lay low until she has her baby, just to be on the safe side. When the kid comes, she don't want to get back into trouble. The bottom line is, I get beat for my dough. Everywhere I turn around, this I lose. I thought about it a second. If I leave my partner in the cold, that makes me the bitch. But I'd rather be a bitch with this money in my hand. A sure thing. Like Santiago said, when you got dough, everybody's cool with you. When your dough is low, nobody knows your name. I'd have to get my own hustle on now. After shopping today, I only got $2,500 to my name. I make it work to my advantage. I ain't giving Simone ish. I laid my finger on the receiver. The call disconnected. Simone called back one more time in exchange for 2 cigarettes. The security guard told Simone, "Winter ain't here." By Tuesday night, I was in deep concentration. I had spent my day putting a package together for Santiago. It had everything I could think of him needing inside. I had dipped in my stash to get him some Salvatore Ferragamo shoes. I bought him a crisp white Versace dress shirt, the kind he liked. The slacks I purchased from Barney's. I bought him a carton of cigarettes and a carton of cigars for bargaining. I placed $250 in an envelope to drop in his commissary. All this with a bottle of Issey Miyake cologne would set him up lovely on the inside. A lot of people think a prisoner can't style. They think all he could do is rock a jail jumpsuit. But prisoners who ain't suckers, who got a family, who ain't been convicted yet, can chill in the best clothes. Now, if a man holds position, he can keep the ish he owns because niggas know better than to try to rob him for it. Santiago wouldn't have problems like this. After thinking about it, I knew it was important for me to get this package up to him. I needed to show Santiago got family on the outside checking for him. There would be no surprises on my next visit. I set my mind up so that if Daddy refused to see me, I could handle it. Because after I put the money in his commissary and dropped off the package, it would only be a short time before he would welcome me in, or at least drop me a new line. Cattle on the bus was the way we rode to Rikers Island. I caught the bus in Queens with 60 other women and children. Chemical warfare is the only way to describe what happened when cheap perfume, body splash, body spray, underarm deodorant, curl activator, hairspray, and pissy Pampers collide. I chose to stand up after I almost sat down on the seat with some red juicy juice spilled drink on it. My white sharkskin skirt would have been ruined. Lucky for some kid, her mother didn't make that mistake. Because in addition to overcrowding, there would have been some ass whooping on that bus. From the bus to the Rikers Island waiting room, the air went from stank to stale. With all those bodies in one area, let's say, niggas draw heat. I wasn't there in the waiting room 10 seconds before some armed corrections officer picked me out the huge waiting room crowd of women. He was over 6 feet tall with a chest of steel. The funniest thing about him was he still rocked a box-style haircut, and that style had been played out for more than a little while. He walked stiff, like he had a pole in his ass, like a lot of cops walk. He had a confident smile on, like he was Ziggy or something. Both of his hands rested by the gun, which was on his waist with all that other ish cops wear around their waist. He said, "Now, let me guess which one of these losers you're here to see." I rolled my eyes and shifted my body position away from him. "I can't understand it," he said, speaking in a low voice so others couldn't peep his conversation. "I see it every day. Y'all get all dressed up to see these animals who can't do nothing for you. You ride one train, 2 trains, a bus to see these fools. You can't touch them. They can't touch you. A brother with a good job and benefits can't get a play. So, how about it, Cinnamon? He asked with his arms extended. Pass me your number. I'll call you as soon as I get off. I'll take you to lunch, dinner, breakfast, he suggested. Wherever you want to go. I wanted to scream at this asshole, but he had a gun. So instead I said, nah, that's all right. Ain't nothing happening. You got kids? He asked. No, I ain't got no goddamn on kids, I responded immediately. I'm here to see my father, not my man. Oh, so where your man at? If I was your man, I'd be sitting right here next to you. I ain't say nothing. All right, then he pushed. I'll give you my number. Maybe you'll think about what I said and give me a call sometime. He handed me a business card. I doubt it, I said, crashing his ego down to the floor. Who are you here to see? He asked with authority as if this was now some type of police matter. His eyes searched the package on my lap. Ricky Santiago, he said, reading the words printed on the box. I brought for Daddy. Well, now you're about 4 days too late. I shifted my position and peered in his eyes with hatred. What are you talking about? I demanded. That dude Santiago killed 2 prisoners in here 4 nights ago. He's out of here. We bust him out and up north. I didn't like the idea of this CO playing head games with me. If I would have given him my phone number, would he still be making this ish up? Oh, you don't believe me? He chuckled. Go wait in line. Go get searched. Go through the metal detectors. They're going to tell you the same thing when you get up there. They say Santiago allegedly killed 2 prisoners. Either way, they say it. He's not here. How do I find out where he is? I asked, now desperate. In a few days, he'll probably write you. He can read and write, can he? He asked and Ashley waited for a response. Well, you can't take nothing for granted around here. I got up quick. He'll write. It's not like he has anything else better to do, the guard shouted, with my back now to the CO. I moved swiftly toward the exit. The last words I heard him say was, call me. I can make you feel better. Yeah, I thought to myself, what a difference between the way men treated me before Santiago got knocked and the way they speak to me now. Like Santiago would say, they feeling themselves, thought it was time to spread their wings. I know what happened behind those bars at Rikers. Some kind of disrespect. Somebody tried to test my father, so he was forced to set an example. He let everybody know, don't F with Santiago. The penalty is death, baby, ghetto style. I took a deep breath. There was no sense of feeling bad. My father is all man. This is what I love best about him. Next stop, the liquor store and a pint of Hennessy to mellow me out. I slid into the movie theater in Queens and bought a ticket. What show? Any show. I just wanted to be where nobody would bother me. See me? I asked for none of my drinks. It was just me, my brown paper bag, 2 watermelon sticks to take away the liquor smell on my breath. Lights on, then off again. I stayed to see what I didn't see twice. One skinny white boy with the elevator suit came over and shined a flashlight in my face. But after the light landed on my face, hair, skirt, and brand new Joan and David heels, he took off the light because I wasn't a homeless bum. Besides, I had a stub. From dark to dark, the inside of the theater into the night, I was calm. I bought a nickel bag. Negroes always think when they see a girl walking alone in the street, they could slide up in her. But I decide when I'm getting screwed, even when I'm drunk. My body jerked back, forward, and sideways as a silver train jetted through the underground. The lights blinked on and off, bugging me out as I tried to move, faster than the train wheels. The crazies on the train were more animated than ever. One old chick with 4 pounds of bottom lip and no top lip at all sat across from me muttering, that's a lie, that's a lie. Y'all know that's the MFing lie. I busted out laughing because everything in my eyes at the moment was magnified. People had the nerve to look at me like I was nuts or something. The weed had me hungry, so I slid Daddy's package, which seemed to be getting heavier and heavier, into a locker at Penn Station, Manhattan, on 34th Street. For 50 cents, I locked everything up and dropped the key into my pocketbook. Now I was free to get dinner. I treated myself to Steak and Brew restaurant. I sat in the dim light, by myself, eating my food. Do you mind if I give you a check now, miss? The hurried waitress asked. It's 10:15 and my shift ended at 10. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. I paid the bill. A couple more bites of my steak, well done. And I realized that the waitress had said, "It's 10:15, it's 10:15, it's 10:15. Curfew is at 11. I ran to the bathroom, peed, and straightened myself out. Then I caught the local downtown to 14th Street. I still had to walk to the east side. I puffed my last L as the light wind moved in and out my legs, walking towards the house of success. 10 minutes to curfew. I didn't want to hear ish about them revoking my upcoming weekend privileges. My 2-inch heels clicked on the sidewalk, making music, my theme music. I didn't know if anyone else could hear it, but it sounded real loud to me. When I turned the corner onto the block, I felt nervous out of nowhere as if something wasn't cool. The lower Manhattan block turned into a haunted museum. The skinny little trees appeared to be armed enemies. I was seeing all types of ish like snipers on the roof and vipers crawling on the ground. I hated this little block that was tucked away like a fake suburb. I mean, on a normal block in New York, there were lights and people, plenty of people, bodegas and niggas sitting on the milk crates, playing cards and shooting low, CeeLo or sipping brew. But this little street was full of ish, pretending to be something other than it was. Halfway down the block, in the front entrance of the building, the outline of a body stepped forward like an old Hitchcock flick. Energy shot through my body. My mind shook my hide to the left, then shook it to the right. My eyes focused on the shadow cast by the dull light. An alarm within me sounded. Oh, it's just a moan. Dang, had she peeked me? Did she think she could hide her pregnant butt by standing behind a tall, thin wall at the top of the stoop? What does she plan to do in her condition? F her, I said to myself. She can't do nothing. In a flash, maybe a half second, she jumped off the stoop like an overweight acrobat, and out of the right left side of the stoop shot 4 wild mamas in black Reebok sneakers, black jeans, and bright yellow hoodies, charging toward me like killer bees. Brooklyn, the only females bold enough to wear some bright ish in the middle of the night when they were supposed to be on the down low. I folded my pocketbook like it was a brown paper bag, outnumbered 1 to 5, and unsure whether one of them was a big woman or a man. I turned on my heels and ran like John and Davis were Air Jordans. Go back, Simone. Go back, Simone. One of them kept shouting, but Simone kept coming like a clunky pickup truck, talking about, I'm going to get a piece of this trick bitch's ass. Get back, Simone. But like a mad bull, she kept coming. The short one was gaining on me, but my slim yet muscular thighs were dodging them other fools. I was working that mini skirt. As I damn near flew around the corner, I looked back, right in time to see Simone bust her ass, falling flat on her face. I dashed down the subway steps. 2 of the killer bees kept coming. I assumed the other 2 went to help Simone. When I tried to jump over the last 5 steps, my feet landed instead on the bottom step. I had lost my balance. I had lost one shoe. With only one shoe on, I heard them on my heels. I saw the train about to close and shot unevenly through the doors. As soon as I turned around to see if I shook them, the doors shut tight. Whatever they were screaming on the other side of those closed glass and metal front doors didn't matter, because it was drowned out by the departed screech of the train. But their middle fingers, I could read that. Relieved, I fell on a small space between a fat lady and a young guy with headphones on. With one shoe on, and my blouse buttons popped open, my boobs heaved in and out. From heavy breathing, I gasped for air. When I looked up, I saw half of all the other passengers' eyes on me. I sucked my teeth loud, began buttoning my blouse and spit. What everybody looking at? At the first stop, I got off and switched to the Uptown train line. I was sure them Brooklyn films weren't going that way. I plunged my hand into my coach bag to take inventory. My box cutter was still there. I ran my fingers over the handle, thinking, that's right, Simone was smart enough to get her little crew because she knew one-on-one she had no wins. Even if there had been only 2 of them, I would have fought. But 5? Who knows if they had burners on them? I felt for the yellow envelope that I keep taped to the bottom of my coach bag. I hated ruining the leather inside of the bag with the tape, but ever since Aunt B stuck me from my loot, I never left my money and jewels anywhere, no time. And my bag never leaves my side, never. Okay, think. What's the plan? Simone and them ain't gonna wait for me at the House of Success forever. So I could ride for a while and wait them out. No, I'll get off at the next stop and get to a payphone. I'll call the house and find out what's up. Rashida or one of them will fill me in. Now, should I leave the one shoe on or should I walk barefoot on the filthy subway platform? How long would it be before I could run into a vendor who could sell me a pair of socks? What would be a bigger spectacle, a female with one shoe on or a well-dressed female with no shoes? This is New York, so I said F it. You blew curfew, Santiago. The House of Success bitch security guard's voice was blaring through the phone. I know. I'm gonna have to write you up, she said, taking her job seriously. I got a carton of Newports that say you don't have to say nothing. Make it two. Now what do you want? Let me speak to Rashida. Rashida asleep. Wake her up, I told her. She's in the shower. I thought you said she was asleep. Whatever. Do you want to speak to Lachey? What's going on? I asked Lachey, hoping that if she knew something, she would volunteer to tell me. Nothing, she said in a calm voice. Has anybody called for me? You should ask security. You know they take all the messages. Anyway, I saw your girl Simone a few hours ago. What did she say? You know the regular. She said give her a call. She needs to talk to you about something. Anything else? No, nothing. Listen, Lachey, my mom's sick again. Looks like I'm going to have to sleep over at the hospital with her tonight. Could you do me a favor? Yeah, anything. Just hit me off like old times. Lachey laughed. But I knew she was serious. I didn't mind putting a few bucks in her palms for a favor. In my room, taped inside the railing of my bed, there's a key. Use it to unlock my trunk. I further explained that she should pack some selected dresses, pants, blouses, and 2 pairs of my shoes, one flats, one heels. Oh, that? Dang, where you going? Going to the hospital to stay with my mom. She needs me. Besides, you know me with the clothes. Even if I'm just going for one night, I need to have my clothes. I told her. Lachey laughed. Meet me tomorrow at 12 noon at Penn Station, downstairs, under the schedule board's digital display. Tomorrow, 12 noon, Penn Station, under the scheduled display, she repeated. And make sure you lock my trunk up and bring me the key. Got it, she said. Lachey had a damn good question. Where am I going? But in the interest of not being predictable, I wasn't going back to the House of Success tonight. From the subway platform, I walked upstairs at the 96th Street station. I decided to keep the one shoe on. After a minute of looking around, I realized the only types of stores that were open were restaurants, delis, and vegetable stands. 8 minutes later, my dirty black foot got a splinter or a piece of glass or something stuck on it. It was the first time my own body ever grossed me out. Finally, I came upon a 24-hour pharmacy. They didn't have no shoes for sale, but I was able to buy some hairy pink bedroom slippers, cotton balls, alcohol, and sewing needles. I found a chair outside of the cafe to sit on. As soon as I opened the cotton balls and took the top of the alcohol, a waiter came out. May I take your order? He asked. Nothing for me, I responded. But there's a drink and entree minimum to occupy these outdoor tables and chairs. I'm not hungry. This will only take a minute. The waiter looked suspiciously on my side of the table, saw my foot and said, oh no, miss, you will not be allowed to do that here. Okay, then I have a cheeseburger deluxe and a Coke. I have to ask you to leave now, or I'll go and get the manager. So I walked around aimlessly until I discovered the wide open, deserted steps of the Museum of Natural History. With only the midnight moon and the dull glare from a street lamp, I sat wiping my foot with the alcohol and cotton balls. I successfully removed the splinter with the sewing needle. The pink slippers were definitely not the bomb, but there were 2 of them, and they matched. Besides, it would only be a 10-hour fashion statement. The stores were open, then I could get some proper shoes. Whether or not to check into a hotel was running through my mind. After shopping for Daddy, I only had $1,650. Not having a clear plan was stressing me, so I decided to save my dough till I was sure what my next move would be. I walked for blocks and blocks just trying to keep it moving. In a city like New York, sitting still can make you anybody's target. The McDonald's I looked up on closed at 3 a.m., so I took the $15 worth of magazines I just purchased from a newsstand and moved next door to the donut shop. I ordered 2 glazed donuts and coffee just to keep the cashier from saying I couldn't sit at the counter. I opened my hip-hop fanzine and began to read the articles about my favorite hip-hop stars. Look at these rap chicks in the magazine, I thought to myself. If I could rhyme, I could get paid out the ass. Some of these rap girls had loot and still couldn't figure out where to get their weaves put on right. I cracked up. Just then, some dude wearing the finest blue metallic suit the thrift shop had to offer sat in the chair next to me. Hey, sweetheart, he said, flashing a smile with so much plaque on his teeth it looked like a yeast infection. What can I do for you? He asked. Pushed my face into my magazine, ignoring him. Are you a ballerina, sweetheart? What? I said so loud I put him on blast. Calm down, sweetie. I just want to talk to you for a minute. I'm saying you look like a ballerina with me with those long, sexy legs. Now me, I'm a manager. I'm always looking for new talent. He laid a dirty business card on the counter which read Glitz or Girls Galore Management. No, I'm no damn ballerina. I said, picking up my stuff. Do I look like an effing ballerina? Do you know any ghetto girl ballerinas? Checking my hostility, he said, now come on now. Don't get uptight. I'm just trying to do some business with you. Ballerina's just a fancy way of saying dancer. Well, I could dance, I said, moving down 2 chairs separating him from me. But I ain't no dancer. Now don't go turning up your nose, little girl. A good dancer could bring in about 300 to 500 a night. Doing what? I asked with interest. Why dancing? He said with another nasty smile. I looked at his whole entire face, that effed up suit and that black dirt caked up under his long nails. I jumped up, threw one hand on my hip and said, yeah, right, dancing, sucking a little dick, taking up the ass 3 times and a bunch of stuff like that, right? The man who spoke with the lowered voice left as quickly as he came. By 5 a.m., a fat lady wearing a cheap, greasy apron nudged me. There's no sleeping in here, she pointed to the sign on the wall, said no loitering, no barefoot. It don't say no sleeping, I said. Well, you ain't buying nothing, so you're loitering. I pointed to the glazed donuts and the cold cup of coffee left on the counter, 2 seats over. She twisted them off and said, that was here when I started my shift. I stood up to get my pocketbook that I was sitting on, pulled out 50 cents and said, I'll take a glazed donut. She spun on her dirty plastic work shoes with the attitude, handed me the donut and tissue paper. I looked at the clock thinking, I only had 1 hour. My bad. I looked up at the clock thinking, I only have 1 hour until sunlight. If I have to buy one donut every 10 minutes, I would. I strained to think at 10 a.m. The sun was well up, but I was so exhausted I couldn't put anything in order in my head. The only thing I had decided for definite was, after Lachey brought my clothes, I would check into a hotel, sleep, shower, and figure it all out. The fact that Simone, well, not really Simone, but her crew, knew where to find me put me on the defensive. I didn't like that arrangement. I should be the one coming up with the surprises. The Koreans, who are always open the earliest and the latest, sold me a hat and a pair of sunglasses. Total cost $7. They were disposable. There was no way I was going to walk out in the morning rush where professional people wear suits, dresses, and trench coats with bedroom slippers on my feet. At least I wouldn't walk without first shielding my eyes and the sunglasses and a hat to add to my disguise as a sense of mystery. Anyway, by 10 a.m., I would be standing outside of Macy's on 34th Street. I'd get some new shoes. Maybe a moderately priced dress. Then I'd toss this depressing disguise. Why should I go shopping when Lachey was going to bring me my clothes? Because I wouldn't give her the pleasure of seeing me down and out. Besides looking tired, she would never know what happened to me last night. I wouldn't be caught dead in this get-up by anybody who knows me. Macy's bathroom was a welcome relief. It definitely beat the filthy, claustrophobic closet bedroom in a donut shop. The couch, comfortable chairs, clean counters, soap dispensers, and toiletries were just what I needed. I had already begun to smell my underarms. I slid straight out of my soiled panties, threw them in a garbage can. I washed myself with the rough paper towels. I splashed my face with water to wake up. A sprinkle of water in my hair. I swept it up in a bun. I took a deep breath and said, this will have to do. My keen eyes were ready to find the best quality walking shoe at a reasonable price. As I picked through some of the sale items on the table, I looked up briefly only to notice an elderly white woman watching me. Every time I would look back to see if he was still there. Oh, it's the elderly white man. Every time I would look back and see if he was still there, he'd be staring right back at me. He was careful to stay about 4 feet away from me when I was walking. When the entire scene became too aggravating for me, I turned around quickly to startle him, throwing my hands up in the air, then on my waist. I said firmly, yes, can I help you? At first, he tried to have a blank stare on his face. Then he stepped up to me and said in a repulsively mild and curious tone, do you mind if I take a look in your bag? You're damn right I mind, I snapped, my natural reaction. He held his right hand up, holding a security badge. Listen, miss, here are your options. You can cooperate with me or I can get the police involved. Police for what? Miss, please calm yourself down. Lower your voice. You're alarming the customers. I am a customer. He looked me over head to toe. His eyes landed on my pink slippers, then back at my face. I'm thinking, my shit don't match, but that ain't no crime. Come with me, miss. He walked me into a back room. One you wouldn't notice if you were just an ordinary customer like me, I thought. Sit down, he ordered. Sat in a chair right next to a silver two-way mirror. I could look out and see customers, but I knew they couldn't see me. Now I would like you to volunteer for me to look in your bag. Why? I didn't do nothing. Saw you when you were at the front door earlier this morning at 9:45. You were wearing a black knit hat, black sunglasses, and pink bedroom slippers. You walked around the first floor about 10 minutes, looking and touching the merchandise. Took the escalator to the third floor, clutching your bag, then entered the ladies' restroom on the west side of the building. You were in the bathroom approximately 30 minutes. When you exited, you were no longer wearing the hat or the sunglasses. Now, because of your suspicious behavior, I need to be sure that everything in your bag belongs to you. Sucking my teeth like a fast car hitting its brakes, I opened my bag. I had feeling this military asshole was willing to take this foolishness all the way. Besides, I hadn't stolen anything. He said, may I take a look at the bag? He turned it over, emptied its contents on the silver blotter on the desk. He wrinkled his face with bulging eyeballs, looked over everything. He knew he was wrong, but he was determined to be right. First thing he grabbed was my box cutter. How old are you, young lady? 21, I said with no hesitation. He opened my wallet, glanced over my business cards, then discovered my House of Success ID. Looking from the ID, then into my eyes, the ID, my eyes again. You're 17, not 21. You know it's illegal for anyone to sell a box cutter to a minor in New York. Listen, I said curtly, you accuse me of stealing. As you can see, I ain't taking anything that belongs to your store. Busting a small sweat, I told him I just want my bag back. Luckily, this idiot did not even see the envelope taped to the bottom of the bag. This is why I cooperated with him. I didn't want him to call the police. Then I had to explain where I got $1,600 in cash and my diamond jewelry from. No doubt, even if I offered the police a great explanation, they would have wanted to drive me to the House of Success, where I didn't want to go. No telling what would have happened when the counselors and authorities found out how much dough I had without having a job. On his signal, I picked up each and every item belonging to me and put it back in the bag. With an impatient face, while tapping my foot, I asked, can you please let me go now? 1 minute. Raise up your arms. He ran his two hands from the top of my shoulders down to my wrist. Come on, this is ridiculous. You can tell there's nothing in my blouse. It's tight. All of my clothes are tight. I can still get the police, he threatened. They can get a warrant and search you thoroughly. I can make you sit and wait for them to get here. This bastard, whose hands couldn't stop shaking, ran over the center of my back, right down along my spine. Facing me, he then ran his two hands from my shoulder blades right over each of my titties, cupping them a bit. Infuriated, I saw nothing but the images of cops cuffing mama, stealing daddy's stuff, and pounding mama's car. If I could tolerate him for a few minutes, I would be home free. Take off your skirt. What? Take off your skirt. See, now you're bugging. I'm not taking off my skirt. What do you think I have, a pair of high heels hidden in my panties? I've seen all type of things happen before, miss. Just doing my job. I looked down at this man's little hard dick poking through his pants. I think you're doing more than your job. Just then, the lady security officer, short and fat, with Catwoman glasses, opened the doors with her key. Hey, what you got going on in here, Izzy? She asked like Izzy was her best pal. Nothing, I answered for Izzy. Gave him a threatening look, letting him know I blow the whistle on his little perverted party. We're finished here, right? Yes, everything seems to be in order, he said. I brushed by the lady security officer and walked out swiftly and kept going until I got out on the street. The clock said 11:15 a.m. I run to meet Lachey. F it, I don't owe her or anybody any explanations about my appearance anyway. As I placed a plate and pizza crust into the garbage can, my eye caught a glimpse of Rashida coming up the sideway, the subway stairs, and into the mall in Penn Station. She didn't see me standing there. She kept looking over her shoulder nervously. She ran in and out of every little indoor store in a huge waiting area, wondering what she was doing. But not wanting to see her, I stepped 3 steps back into the pizza store and glanced outward from my discreet position. That's when she did it. Like a woman having a nervous breakdown, she went directly under the huge digital train schedule display on the ceiling and shouted with both hands on her head, Winter, 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 if you're here, please. If you can hear me, please, please. Stunned I came. I rushed over so she could shut up. When she saw me coming towards her, she got excited, like I was Ed McMahon. Oh, Ed McMahon, delivering a Publishers Clearinghouse multi-million-dollar sweepstakes check. Without talking, she grabbed my hand and jerked it. That led to the uptown train. When I resisted, she said, Winter, seriously, we gotta get out of here. I saw the tear in her face. I followed, knowing she ain't the slick type. Simone is gonna kill you. Well, maybe not kill you, maybe not kill you, but hurt you real bad. She has a gun. You must have did something terrible to her. How do you know this? Everybody knows. Last night, Lachey said that Simone said you was a double crossing B. Lachey was with Simone yesterday from 8 to 10. When Lachey came inside, she told everybody that you was going to get popped and said you deserved it because you had double crossed her too and cut her off of some money that was waiting for you. Lachey said Simone had a crew of girls outside the House of Success. Everybody thought you'd be in before curfew. I was praying you didn't come. I told them the whole thing was between Simone and Winter, and it was stupid for anybody else to get involved. I told them you ain't even know Winter's side of the story. Then what happened? They locked me in our room and kept their bodies against the door so I couldn't get out. They locked me in there till like 11:30. Then what? I don't know. Nobody would tell me nothing. So how did you know I was here? Last night after everybody thought I was sleeping, Lachey came in our room. They was looking for something because they was all over your bed. Next thing I know, Lachey had opened your trunk. They was picking and choosing who wanted what. Lachey was giving your stuff out. From what I could see, they took everything down to the barrettes and face cream. Even the security guard was trying to get something out the deal. But none of the clothes would fit her, so she stole those carton of cigarettes you had in the pooch on the side. But how did you know I was going to be in Penn Station at 12? Because when Miss Porter came in this morning about 9, she asked the girl if they knew where you were. She wanted to know if you came in last night. Everybody started looking nervous and guilty. So Miss Porter stepped to me. Before I could open my mouth, Lachey blurted out that your mom was in the hospital and you slept over with her. Lachey said she could see you at 12 noon at the Penn Station because you needed some clothes and she was going to bring them to you. Now, Lachey was getting calls all night, going back and forth to the security desk, so I knew she was up to no good. I didn't know if you had spoken to her or even if you would be here or not, but I took a chance. I didn't want to see nothing bad happen to you. Rashida hugged me and my body stiffened. It was time to figure everything out. Come on, Rashida. Come on. Rashida grabbed my hand and guided me swiftly through the train station like I was in kindergarten or something. What's the deal? I asked. Where we headed? To a friend's house, Winter. Someone who could help you out. Where y'all think she going? I bet you I know. I don't need no help, I told her. I just need a couple of minutes to think. By the time we got off at the stop she wanted, it struck me. Dropped into my head out of nowhere, and without saying a word, I turned around and began to walk back onto the subway platform in the opposite direction of Rashida. Winter, please, she begged me. I just want to help. Oh no, you're trying to take me to Soldier's house like I'm some kind of charity case. A homeless runaway or something. You can forget it, girl. I ain't gonna do it. Winter, seriously though. Do you have somewhere else to go? I didn't answer. I didn't like her self-appointed mother role. You already live in a girl's home. You already don't have no family. I got a family, B. You bugging. I got mad family. You don't know the half. If you got family, Winter, so much family, why don't you live with them? Where are they? You can't come back to the House of Success. It wouldn't be safe. And if you don't live as soldiers, just chill for a few days while we figure out what to do next. We, I screamed, throwing my hands up in the air. Now all of a sudden it's we? F you, Winter, Rashida screamed back at me. That's it. I try to do the right thing, and look at you. You don't even realize when somebody's trying to help your ass. As Rashida cried, I laughed. My laughing threw her off. She stopped crying. What's so funny? She asked. You don't even know how to curse right. You sound funny. You don't curse. She got back at ease and led the way. Her house is right up there. Just do me one favor. Check it out before you just flat out say no. What y'all think's gonna happen when she show up at Sister Soldier's house? You think Midnight gonna be there? This is crazy. go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and let me know if you would like to hear chapter 12. That concludes the reading of chapter 11 of The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. Until next time, be safe, be happy, be healthy, and be whole. See you soon. Bye.